Alright everyone, my next review is another double review. Last time I did, before I did double review, I did Sonic Heroes for the PS2 and GameCube, and then I think I did Spider-Man 2 for PS2 and GameCube, and then I did, I think way before, like back in 2013, I did Shrek 2 for PS2 and GameCube. Well now, it's gonna be a double, or better yet, a quadruple review. I don't care. It's 2 games and 2 platforms. Shrek the Third and Shrek the Third and Spider-Man 3 for the PlayStation 2 and the Nintendo Wii. So this time, instead of reviewing GameCube games, I'm going to start reviewing Wii games as well. So yes, this is my first Wii review as well. Shrek 3 and Spider-Man 3 were both released for a lot of consoles. Shrek 3 was released for the PS2, the Wii, the Xbox 360, the PSP, the Nintendo DS, the Game Boy Advance, and PC, while Spider-Man 3 was released for the PS2, the Wii, Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, Game Boy Advance, Nintendo DS, PSP, even TV games. Remember by Jack Pacific, they always made those TV games? It's also available for TV games. Yeah. It's funny that both Shrek 3 and Spider-Man 3 were made the same year, and they're both published by Activision. Yeah, both Shrek and Spider-Man are both published by Activision. And Shrek 3 and Spider-Man 3 were originally going to be released for the GameCube and Xbox, because 2007 was the last year of the GameCube, and it was one of the original Xbox's last years. They were both cancelled for Xbox and GameCube because the GameCube's limited resources and Xbox's low sales. So that's why both games were later released for Xbox 360. The Wii versions are both exactly the same as the PS2 versions, except that you have to spice up the gameplay a little bit, like those guys at IGN said. So, Shrek 3, it's basically the same plot as the movie. You know, looking for King Arthur, who's played by Justin Timberlake. They look pretty much the same, yeah. Have the same pictures. And, yeah. And, let's see. So, Spider-Man 3. Spider-Man 3 is pretty much the same as the movie. Spider-Man starts getting his black suit, and he has 3 villains, the New Goblin, Sandman, and Venom. Yep. Pretty much the same, except the PS2 version, you can do a little bit more stuff in the PS2 version, as well as the PS3 version as well. Like, there's more special features on the PS2 and Xbox 360 versions, but if you are a real hardcore gamer, you could buy Spider-Man 3 for the PS3 or PS2. You will find some bonus features, but I think it's rare to find on Xbox 360. It's funny that both Shrek and Spider-Man were both franchises made multiple sequels and made multiple video games. I mean, Spider-Man, of course, is a superhero, a comic book superhero that has spawned a lot of cartoons and movies and many other spin-offs, while Shrek is based off a kid's book, you know, from the early 90s, and later became a computer animated movie made by DreamWorks, and later spawned lots of, you know, video games and merchandise and all that, and then later had a prequel with Puss in Boots from Shrek 2. But Spider-Man 3, of course, is based on the original Spider-Man series with, you know, Sam Raimi as director and Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man. Now we have the new Spider-Man series with Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man and Mark Webb as the director. But I think the original Spider-Man series, you know, the original trilogy, was a little bit better because it was more simple and followed more from the original comic book. Because the newer series actually feels more like a regular movie series with superheroes in it, instead of, you know, like an actual comic book movie. And Shrek, boy, is it have been a roller coaster, just like the Rocky movies. The first 2 movies were huge, and they made lots of money, and they were both very well received. Shrek the Third wasn't as good because it didn't have, you know, memorable characters, and it didn't have, you know, much of a, you know, real, serious, you know, well done plot. And as for Shrek Forever After, didn't seem to have as much detail either, and some of the new characters in that movie also didn't have, much, look back to. Overall, I give both versions, all four of them, they're all great. Shrek the Third is very fun for PS2 and the Wii, and Spider-Man 3, you may have trouble with the Wii, but at least the PS2 version is a lot better. They both have similar graphics, both games. They don't really have different graphics. Well, they're different games, but on different platforms, they look pretty much the same. Except that the Wii version's a lot more glitchy, and the Wii version of Shrek the Third is kind of more challenging. So, if you really want a challenge, play this game. And if you really want to have more simple addiction, play this game. Don't deal with the glitches, and don't deal with anything problems. This is Juan CL. Comment and subscribe, and I'll make another video what you guys would like. Goodbye, and have a great day.